Hey guys, Huzzy here bringing you another video. Now today's video is another episode of Unranked to Diamond, the series that would take a Smurf account, fresh account, never played ranked before, and show you the adventure to Diamond. So today, before we begin, just say this video is sponsored by Haste, but I'm going to be going over what it is and all that good stuff before the actual game begins. But today we're going to be trying to do a how to play episode. So I usually do these when I'm in the mood to kind of do a little bit more of a guide type content. So whatever we pick is probably going to be a champion that I'm comfortable on, and I'm going to be going over abilities more, item builds more, and kind of discussing what the champion actually does and why. So we are mid lane, so maybe we'll do a Xerath episode, maybe we'll do something like that. So somebody is asking if, you know, other people can get jungle. Again, always be prepared to play multiple roles in ranked. I would never ever queue up in ranked if you only can play one role, because just by the basics, you actually have to queue up as 2 roles. So I would minimum have 2. Sometimes I'll actually have 3, and having support as your kind of 3rd role, sometimes it's kind of smart just in case autofill happens. Anyway, I'm going to ban Ivan like I normally do. The reason I ban Ivan is because he's annoying. Is that as an actual champion, I think he is strong, but I think his stronger aspect is people don't know how to play against him very well. It's very hard for a jungler to kind of be like, right, he's invaded me, and then I'm going over here, and then I'm doing this. It's very difficult. So I kind of just get rid of that whole thing by just banning him, and generally works for me, because, yeah. So I have no idea what's happening right now. They are speaking French. I can tell that much. And I think there are some role swaps happening. I think this person might be going support, and then that person's going jungle, and then someone else is going top lane. I have no idea. All I know is I'm pretty sure I'm going mid, because nobody has said Huz. If someone says my name, then I'll kind of perk up and try to understand any French that I remember. I used to speak a lot more French. And je suis petit. No, je suis petit parler français. That's probably all wrong. If you're French, I apologize a lot. But yeah, right. So we have a Gragas. I presume that's Gragas top. I think what's happening, is, yeah, the support player is going top lane, the top player is going jungle, and the jungle player is going support, I think. Yeah, I think that's happening. Okay. What am I going to do? Not Gragas mid. I'm mid. What am I going to play, though? So it'd be nice to know if I'm against something. Like, what am I against? Because that will alter what I pick. But the thing with mid lane, that does differ from top lane. Okay, it could be Karma. I doubt it. I think it would be Karma support. But the thing that differs in mid lane is you can pretty much play anything as a mid laner and be relatively okay. You can just adjust your playstyle. Like, top lane is different. Top lane is melee versus range, tank versus non. I was mentioning this in last episode. Top's probably the biggest counter lane in the game. So we do have a Master Yi. They're going to have a Kha'Zix. They've got a Poppy as well. Top lane. Karma support, I presume, but it could be mid. And then what is someone of 4 going to pick? It would be nice if they picked their mid laner. Ugh. Oh, boy. Okay, so they have picked the LeBlanc. Okay, let's try pick something that's good versus LeBlanc, shall we? So it could be an Anivia episode today. Anivia's quite good versus thingy. Yeah, okay, let's go on my basic, classic Anivia. So the reason why Anivia is good versus LeBlanc, because again, this is going to be a how-to video, is you have survivability. That's what LeBlanc hates. LeBlanc hates when people can survive against her all in. Like, she's a champion that goes, boom, all in, done my damage. Did you die? Oh, you did, yes. If you didn't die, then you actually gain advantages. Now, the annoying thing with this matchup will be levels 1 to 6, or level 1 to 5. Level 6, this matchup becomes a lot, and I mean a lot easier for Anivia in the fact that your ultimate basically zones the LeBlanc, because you know a LeBlanc is going to W basically in front of you whenever they're going to do something. So you put your ultimate in front of you, and is she going to W into that? Probably not. She knows she's going to take a lot of damage. So that helps a lot, but we'll see how it goes. Team comp-wise, I think we're looking pretty good. I do like our team comp. Obviously, Master Yi can go either good or bad, but I think we'll be okay. I think our invade also is good, and I think I'm going to opt for the teleport. So, yeah, without much further ado, let's get in the loading screen where we break down today's game. Okay, welcome to the loading screen. This is where I use the website lolskill.net to break down today's game. Now, as you'll notice, I actually fixed lol skills as well by clearing the cache on OBS. But the enemy team have a 52.4% chance to win. We have a Diamond 5 Gragas, Platinum 3 Marcy, Diamond 5 Brom, Platinum 1 Anivia, and a Platinum 1 Caitlyn. On the enemy team, Platinum 1 Zaya, Diamond 5 Poppy, Diamond 5 Karma, Platinum 1 Kha'Zix, and a Diamond 5 LeBlanc, who has also opted for teleport, by the way, because she probably knows it's going to be hard to kill an Anivia, so she's opted for the teleport over the ignite because she probably wants to roam and look for that type of thing because she's not that confident in the 1v1. Without much further ado, let's get in the game where we are playing Anivia mid. Okay, welcome to the game, and just before we actually begin all the antics, today's episode is sponsored by Haste. Haste is a free open beta software for you American users to have better connection and have a reduced jitter. So if your ping, if you see the top right here, my ping is 21. If you're American and you have higher ping, this software could help you a lot. Personally, I actually installed it myself, and even though I'm not American, I connected to my North American account and it reduced the ping by 20. Usually when I'm on my North American account, it's 120. It went down to 100, and that's me in Europe. So it might help you guys. There'll be a link in the description, completely free right now. You may as well try it out, because if you get less, lower ping and no jitter, that's going to help you a lot in ranked games, right? So yeah, try it out, check it out, and let me know if it works for you in the comments down below. Alright, let's go, baby. Going for an invade. Don't really know why we're going this way, because the likelihood of Kha'Zix starting blue is probably 95%. But yeah. Anyway, let's go back to lane. So as I mentioned, today's episode, we're going to be attempting to do a how to play episode. So whenever you see these, I generally am playing champions I'm more comfortable to kind of do guide content for. So we're going to be going over her abilities in basic, format. We'll be going over the matchup. Specifically, we're against LeBlanc this game. And then moving into mid-game, I'll be kind of trying to explain why am I doing certain things, why am I placing my ultimate that way, and stuff like that. So the basic thing you got to know about Anivia is she's very good at surviving because of her passive. I'm sure all of you are aware of what it is, but basically whenever you go to 0 health and your passive is alive, you just change into an egg. And you just stay there with full health, and if you don't die while the timer is going down, you'll come back alive. It's that simple. It's a really nice ability that goes very nicely with her kit. And yeah, it's great. It's in a 1v1, people can kill you, but not always. It takes a while to get that health down, especially if they just used all their damage to kill you in the first place. So that's why Anivia is very good versus LeBlanc. And then moving on and forward, your Q, as you've already seen me use, it's a pretty quick, sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's slow. It depends how good you are at landing it. Skill shot that you can activate again to get a stun going off. Does increase damage and all that good stuff for your E if you land it. And then your W is a wall, and your E is basically a nuke little ice shard that does basically no damage unless the target is frozen. And that target, they get frozen by getting hit by the Q or getting hit by your full casted ultimate. And I will go over the ultimate when we actually have it, because there's no point right now. Wasn't actually expecting to get ganked, I'm going to be honest. And when I'm not in tower range, okay, that kind of sucks for me. I'm dead. Balls. He did blue and then went mid. So I was not expecting that gank, gonna be honest. He went here, and then I think he cleared all of this. I think he probably killed that little thing, and then just went straight to mid lane. So yeah, wow, okay. That was an interesting gank. That sucks. But we will press on. Who got the kill? Kha'Zix though, yeah, okay. So it's not that bad. So the annoying thing as well with Anivia in the early game is your last sitting is kind of difficult. Some people in the past, I wouldn't recommend it anymore, but some people have even taken AD runes on Anivia. You can if you really want to, but I think you'll be fine when you just get used to the champion. Not going to go for that one. So it'll also be interesting to find out the playstyle of our junglers. Will Marcy go for a pure farming playstyle, or will he go for ganks? We'll have to time will tell. Obviously, they did actually get the level 1 seal of that red buff, which is good. Yeah. Okay, so I have died once, but I'm actually ahead on last hits. And you can see my damage return on the LeBlanc when she was over here is actually pretty good. She'll be back, I think, with another Doran's Ring. No, she went Dark Seal. Okay. Dark Seal is telling me she might want to go for kills. Obviously, naturally, you're a LeBlanc, so you do want to get kills. But yeah. So moving forward as Anivia, really what I want to do is just kind of focus on surviving, like a lot. LeBlanc is going to be focusing on pressuring me and stuff, but if I can try and build a good CS like core, that's really what we want. So Yi went for a gank and actually did die. That's not good. Gotta be careful of the Kha'Zix gank though, because again, usually Kha'Zix wouldn't gank that early or in that fashion. They do it again. Okay, maybe they're pre-made or something. This is going to be rough. I need wards, like, really pronto. Another Doran's Ring, and we're going to buy this. So I need a ward here. 2 ganks he's done in mid lane have been both from the same direction. And also ganking an Anivia in the early game. They could be pre-made, because, it's kind of rare to gank Anivias, because they're usually kind of annoying to gank. But this guy doesn't seem phased by that at all. But that's fine. Today's episode will be how to play Anivia from behind, apparently. But that's just sometimes it's going to happen. Especially if you get ganked. Again, I don't think I'll die in a 1v1 to this LeBlanc. Probably ever, unless she just gets very fed. Yeah, Kha'Zix is having a lot of early game pressure. Okay, hopefully Master Yi can pick up the Poppy. And he's too scared. But as I said, the early levels of this matchup is going to be rough. The more we move into like level 6, the easier this becomes for an Anivia. Pretty much for most matchups. There's very few matchups as an Anivia that you actually just win pre-6. Sometimes you might, if you go Ignite, sometimes you can get a kill, like a cheeky kill off them in the early game. But it's rare. Oh, smart cast ruined me there. That's fine. Bot lane's down on CS, top lane's a little bit down, and I'm down. Okay, everybody's not doing great. Not bad. Dodge her spells and then hit her with a return. It's basically what I need to do in this matchup. Now, some people may ask, okay, so you're against a LeBlanc, you're a very high magic user. Do you go Abyssal? Not really, no. As an Anivia, you're kind of relying on your scaling items. It wasn't that one. Wow, I got trolled. You're basically relying on your scaling items. So items like Roa and Tier and stuff, those are kind of your bread and butter. Today, I think I'm going to skip the Tier, though. And I think I'm going to go directly into the Roa. The reason for it, mainly, is because I'm already behind a little bit. If I go then into a Roa, into a Tier, sorry, it's going to take me so long to get any type of strength that I might just get more behind, more behind, more behind. And obviously, that's not great. So you can see how much aggression she's looking for, so much so that she's completely fine with taking 2 tower hits. She just wants to apply that pressure. For all we know, there could be Kha'Zix coming again in mid lane. But I do a passive, and I am under the tower this time. Would I die? Maybe. It depends how confident they are at diving. But we'll see. As you can see, last hitting is not the easiest thing to do when you have no mana on this champ. Okay, they got my passive, but then I'm back at full health, and I've got teleport up in 10, so it's not that big of a deal. That's fine with me. Some people, last time I played against the LeBlanc, people are like, God, that champion is so like, ugh. Yeah, but that's kind of what she's designed to be. She's designed to be that really annoying mid laner that basically beats everything in a 1v1, but will fall off eventually if she doesn't get stupidly fed. Like, in a teamfight situation, I'll do more than her moving into the game, unless, like, she's just really fed and just one-shots people, obviously. So, yeah, that's basically the goal of LeBlanc. But, yeah, as an Anivia, I'm just looking to basically turtle right now. Turtle as much as I can, play defensive, get, you know, items as much as I can, which obviously is going to be difficult. But yeah. Okay, so they're on the blue buff, so my team have to be aware. So I'm just going to ping careful in the bot lane. She gets blue, and then I have to be, that would be very careful of Kha'Zix coming mid lane. Because again, he's shown a favor to mid lane by ganking it twice, especially the level 1 gank that kind of put me behind a lot. So I've got to be careful, especially when I know he's generally in the area. So item build-wise, I'm actually potentially changing my mind on the Tier. Nice, that's good. I'm changing my mind. I'm going Tier buff because I can teleport back to lane and I don't really lose anything for it. So there's the Kha'Zix, like I mentioned. really? But he did so much damage then. Close to killing him. The annoying thing is I just teleported back into lane. So as a tip on Anivia with your ultimate, I've mentioned it before, but just to mention it again. Whenever you use your ultimate, it does, like, every second, whatever it is, it does damage, damage, damage. When you press your ultimate to cancel it, it'll do an extra tick of damage. So always be kind of... Always look when your ultimate's doing damage and when you want to cancel it, because when you actually do cancel it, extra damage will come. So the best way to do it is you look for damage. Okay, damage tick, damage tick, damage tick. Now cancel. Another tick's going to happen. So yeah, always be looking for that. But now that I do have tier and I've got my ultimate, I'm in like a not terrible position now as an Anivia, because I should be able to hold my ground quite well. But that's Anivia's biggest weakness, right? Is having no mana and having basically no control. He's doing it again. Ooh, it's the second time he's gone for a dive like that. Okay, LeBlanc, is that her ghost? Okay, that's her ghost. That's a TP. That's Poppy TP. So because there's a lot happening in bot lane, push the mid lane. At least have pressure. LeBlanc is definitely bot lane as herself now. And so is Poppy. So if they survive this, which they should just run away, go on base, then it's not bad because it frees up top lane a little bit. And they gain nothing for it. Well, the only thing that they potentially will gain, if the enemy team is smart, would most likely be the dragon. Like, they should do Infernal, like, right now. And that's obviously not great, but... yeah, moving into late game, how are we going to do? Like, late game, I actually kind of like our comp, but I also like their comp. Like, their comp's tanky with a Poppy front line. Karma's good with movement speed and survivability. Zaya's a little bit of a loose cannon right now. I've seen them do amazing. I've seen them do bad. And then LeBlanc, she should fall off, but sometimes you'll just get a random pick on one person, and you're like, oh. Master Yi on our team is obviously pretty good in late game if he doesn't get CC'd. Gragas is very tanky. I'm amazing at team fights. Caitlyn does a lot of damage. So we are looking to try and extend this game as much as we possibly can. They are potentially swapping their mid and bot lane. Not mid and bot lane, top and bot lane, which makes sense. Damn. She's very confident in this LeBlanc, I'll give her that. So I saw the tick of damage and boom, I release it, so it does an extra tick straight away. I partially want a ward here. So I'm going to put one right there. Just in case. I got my passive back up now again. 2 people top lane. Minion wave is moving in. 3 people top. She's not going to base, I wouldn't think. I'm going to let her go, though. She did. Okay. Try and push it in. So they're going for a Poppy. They should be able to get that. Kha'Zix is mid lane. Brom's dead. Okay, they get her, but Brom died. Probably not exactly worth it. Because we're still giving them gold. Unless you went that way. Those people might be dead. Okay, I'm going to push up mid lane. Again, I can't chase right now. If I chase, I die. So the best thing as an Anivia you can do is just use your AoE. You're a crazy good AoE just to push it in. Unfortunately, Master Yi does go down. And so does Caitlyn. So they did overstay. Not worth 1 tower for it. Because again, you'll eventually get that tower. It's not worth giving the enemy team a lead when they want to get ahead in the early game. We want to survive as much as we can. So yeah, that trade's not worth it. But yeah. What is our chance? So Gragas is not doing bad. Again, you can't really rely on a Gragas to carry your team, though. He's not that type of champion. He's a type of champ that lets people kind of get on his back, and he'll safeguard them to allow them to carry. He doesn't really carry himself. But everybody's doing, like, not terrible, which is good. You know, we are behind. Partially expected to be behind. You know, Master Yi is 1 and 3 right now. I think he played a little bit too aggressive in the early game for a Master Yi going for those tower dives. But yeah. Okay, so Poppy's still bot lane. They're pushing mid. I want to get blue buff. Blue buff obviously in Anivia is like amazing. Okay, so tip on Anivia, just as a basic tip, you put your ultimate down and you wall off the blue. It allows you to do the blue buff without taking any damage for a good amount of time anyway. Like, you will take some. But, yeah, make sure you keep it in your ultimate. And voila. So she is level 11. I can stay mid lane. And the reason why, again, so the word turtling, just to kind of understand what that means. Turtling is when you want to kind of defend as much as you can and stop them getting objectives to delay the game. Anivia is known as, like, the queen of turtling. Like, she is was the reason why Froggen became known. Because CLG EU, an old team back in the day, their biggest playstyle was turtling. They were like, okay, we're not doing good in the early game. Let's try get to late game, we'll do well. That's why Froggen was so known for his Anivia, because that's what their playstyle was, and Anivia is amazing at this playstyle. It's that one. Yeah, Brom should have just walked away. Poppy died and then, yeah, no well. It's okay, we get one kill, which is nice on me. So slowly, I'll be able to build my confidence versus LeBlanc. See that what I did there? So another tip as Anivia is a lot of people don't use their walls to the biggest potential. I used my wall not as like a blocking tool. I use it as a pushing tool. I used it to push her into my ultimate, and she actually got hit by Thunderlords there, so that was actually a really nice move. They're potentially dead in top lane. They have to stay under the tower. Yeah, she just got one shot. Just using that one as a blocking tool. That's so annoying. Really good use of it, because it completely screws me over. Okay, both of them did die in top lane. So what's happening in this game, unfortunately, I think is a lot of just kind of not really paying attention. Because, like, we saw Kha'Zix walk up this way. These guys maybe should have just left. Like, or Caitlyn should have hugged the tower more. Like, she just got one shot, and I don't think Kha'Zix really got hurt by anything. Blocking them off. Making sure that she doesn't go for any, like, big tower play or anything. What we need as well is our Gragas to get incredibly tanky. The tankier he gets, the longer time they take to kill him in the front line, the more likely that we're actually going to be able to do stuff in the back line. And that's what tanks are for, right? You'll notice how now, like, she can't really go for a kill on me. You know, she hasn't attempted to for ages. Just blocking her off the ward. We're missing mid lane. I do also have a decent amount of gold on me for the time of the game. Okay, how much is Roa? I should have it, yeah? Okay, I got Roa, and I got TP if anything happens, like, right now. I doubt it will be. But do we want to go for a team fight is the question. Like, arguably, yes, because our team fight is pretty damn good. But we'll actually have to see. Like, their team fight's not bad either. If Xayah gets a good ultimate off, if Kha'Zix can get an assassination off, then yeah. But if we can have a Master Yi free hitting, he's, like, not very strong right now, but he still will do work. Caitlyn's already got Runen, which is AoE. Gragas, he would be able to help us, but right now I'm kind of thinking a team fight is a 4v4. Eventually the tanks will kind of get involved. I will be doing a lot of damage right now, though. Next item on the list is going to be going to Liandry's. So the burn damage is very nice on Anivia. It basically enables your ultimate to do even more damage for when people are moving in your ultimate. And people shouldn't really be in that ultimate very much, right? So that's why... that's why you want to just maximize how much damage people take while they're in your ultimate, because they're not in there that long, usually. And Liandry's does a very good job of that. Also, obviously, like, LeBlanc is building magic resist. Because, like, yes, she got ahead of me in the early game. The ganks were very good by Kha'Zix. But eventually, I will do more damage than her in a 1v1. Even in a 1v1, if I land my spells. And she knows that. So she's already building, you know, for that to happen with the Abyssal coming out. So right now, really, I wouldn't really want Caitlyn to be with me. You know, she's taking the farm. I kind of see myself more as the carry this game than her. And yeah, she should maybe go bot lane with protection. I'm not really sure. Because you shouldn't, as an AD carry, you shouldn't be looking to take away farm from other people in your team, really. Oh, she actually hit that. Those two... Oh, Yi nearly died. I don't know. Okay, LeBlanc. Yi nearly got one shot, I think. These guys are alone again. They're just kind of playing right into the enemy's hands, unfortunately. Or claws, rather. Yeah, keep her going. So again, as an Anivia, the only thing you really can do is just look to try and delay the game as much as you possibly can by yourself. Not the easiest thing to do, obviously, but it's the thing you're going to have to do. We're not really getting much help here, are we? Okay, I'm in egg. Let's get back to the mid lane, though. We need my team to be more proactive. The enemy team, you know, Poppy coming in, you know, where's our protection? That's what we kind of are looking for here. This is awkward. Caitlyn needs to just be playing backline. She's playing way too frontline. So the weaknesses, I will say, of our comp is if we did get really far behind, we're going to struggle. Because Master Yi doesn't do very well if he gets behind, as most of you probably are aware. Keeping Poppy in my ultimate. Master Yi went in again. Got the shutdown, which is nice. So basically keeping really calm while playing Anivia, being very calculated for when you're using your abilities, you know, looking for a very good stun. You know, we got that. We also got her heal technically. Just being very patient, and that's what I'd say. If you're very like a hyper person, I wouldn't think Anivia's for you. I think keeping your cool is actually kind of important on this champion, surprisingly. The reason why I was warding that, I was trying to deter him coming here. Alright. He will try to go for me, I would imagine. He's just going to jump over there. Yep. Alright. What did we do in that team fight? I think Caitlyn did die, and then I got a kill on Xayah. Master Yi also died, but he got some... I think it was a 2v2. If it was a 2v2, it's actually not that bad. But you'll also notice one thing, just to kind of specifically go on Anivia. So we were 0-2 in this game. Now look where we are. So we were 0-2. Then we got level 6. Because both of the deaths we have, I believe, were before level 6. Get level 6, play defensive, farm. We've nearly caught up to LeBlanc. And now we're actually getting kills. So you'll see the playstyle of Anivia. Yes, she struggles in the early game. But the longer the game goes on, the easier it is for this champion. And the stronger she gets. And she ramps up like crazy. Ooh. I thought, well, maybe she would have timed out jumping back, but she didn't. Caitlyn is having a really rough game. Marcy should be able to pick up that kill, though. Use Q! Hey, got her with even getting knocked away. So one of the weaknesses of Caitlyn is obviously she has no mobility. If she gets caught, she's caught. It's that simple. Unless she does a lot of damage in return, then you're probably dead. And they did it. Brom, all Brom needs to just basically stay with Caitlyn. An actual, like, you know, support her type deal. But we'll see. They do a Baron right now. And also, just to kind of add in the bot lane, unfortunately, Xayah is 100 CS ahead of Caitlyn at only 24 minutes. So there is a massive deficit. And as you can see, in mid lane, I've now taken the lead in the 1v1. My team just need to kind of play a lot more passive than what they're currently doing. Play passive, farm, get late game. And we have a chance. Oh, I'm coming. Don't really know if we want to fight them, but... Got exhausted. Not bad. Use their ultimate. There, we got her killed. That's actually worth it, to be honest. An AD carry with Baron, so she can't tower push, is worth the Gragas kill. Or death, sorry. Yeah, that's fine. So LeBlanc still hasn't died. Zaya's now died again. So, not terrible. We just got to basically hold on. People are still dying. Wait, okay, so Caitlyn actually died in her own jungle. Presume that's the Caitlyn trying to surrender. Yeah. Damn. 2 times recently we've seen LeBlanc pop off. When all you have to do, by the way, when you're against LeBlanc is just play passive. Just stay away from her. Like, if Caitlyn wasn't here, if she was back here, she wouldn't have died. That's what you got to do. And I know it's really boring and it sucks. But if you want to win, that's what you got to do. Look at my damage, though. Not bad, right? So is not hers, apparently. Whoa. She nearly one-shot me. So this is awkward. It's the fact that multiple places lost in the map. So, like, even though Poppy technically is 2 and 5, she's still what Poppy does. So what Poppy does, by the way, is just be very tanky and be very annoying. And what you even saw earlier was making the matters even worse. That unfortunately, Poppy could even tower dive a Caitlyn and kill her in a 1v1. So when that type of thing happens, there's not a lot you can do. Specifically as an Anivia, again, the lessons I'm trying to teach is, like, you're looking for delay, delay, delay. But again, there's a limit to what you can do as an Anivia. You know, I can't delay when people are just walking in and dying. Yi did it again. He's died 8 times already this game. You can't do that much. You know, Anivia's not a god, unfortunately. Although she's very good, and I would recommend to pick her up. You know, again, early game is weak. That's what you can get from this episode. But again, adjusting playstyle from what you've seen already, we've slowly worked our way back into the game. And if my team kind of did the same thing, I think we'd be completely fine right now. But unfortunately, they're looking to play way too aggressive for what we need right now. And that, yeah, that's not how to play Anivia, unfortunately. That's just, you know, generally them not playing amazing. Got her flash. That was a pretty good wall. So we just got to defend. Our best chance of winning this game is defending, like, right here. People are taking too much damage. Oh, I got her that stun. See the extra burn damage from Leandre, so there's a good lesson you can take from this episode. Every single time they walk in it, they get popped with Leandre as well. Maximizing, that's the fake one. Maximizing the damage output it has. Oh, wow, he actually got that kill and got out. Jesus. So Karma did... Oh, she died as well. Everybody's dropping like flies. I'm an egg. I'm a dead egg. Kha'Zix might be dead. Oh, he leveled up and survived. Oh, this game is unfortunate. So again, hopefully you're okay with like the how-to lesson today. Dead, lovely. But it was just unfortunate that we just... I don't know. Sometimes patience is the best play style. And, you know, playing back and far back. But there's not a lot you can do. 4-9, 3-7, you know. Playing defensive sometimes is the best way to win games. And I know everybody dislikes playing defensive and they want to be the hero and they want to play aggressive. But consistency is the best thing you can be, or consistent is the best thing you can do when climbing. So it's no good being the guy that goes 20 kills, 0 deaths one game, but then goes 0 and 20 the next game. The best thing is you just be consistent and kind of level. Because then you can just get some nice wins and you're never the reason that you're kind of losing. and you can just grow on that strength. So yeah. But yeah, you can see, I hope you can see the damage that Anivia does output. It's a lot. Right now, I will be doing a lot of damage, just it's going to be interesting, and that's another one of Anivia's weakness. Sometimes it takes too long for her to ramp it up, because if you're unaware, there was recently a change that some Anivia players are okay with. I personally am not a massive fan, but your E used to always activate, no matter if they get hit by a tiny amount of the ultimate. So even if they just walk in the ultimate, boom, you could use the E on them and it gets the bonus damage. Nowadays, it only gets that person to have increased damage with the ultimate if it's a fully sized ultimate. So as you can see, it's growing, boom. Full-size ultimate, now my E will do bonus damage. Before, it did bonus damage always, no matter how big the circle was. So that's a change I'm not a massive fan of, to be honest. Ooh, if my wall was up, I could have pushed him into it. But yeah, I'd say mastering Anivia... Oh, he's got to stop going for those 1v1s. Mastering Anivia is very much, you know, knowing how much damage you're doing and how much damage you can take. Again, usually you can survive early games by just turtling near a tower, waiting for your ultimate. I didn't do that game, and that's probably the biggest mistake that I personally made. Obviously, the gank from like level 2 or whatever it was behind me was a little bit weird. You're not used to those, so that was well played by the enemy team. But yeah. Is there a chance of winning this game right now, I'll say? Very, very slim, but there's always a chance in solo queue, is what I'd say. People make mistakes all the time. Oh, she actually got through those traps. Damn. If she didn't get through those traps, I potentially would have got a good wall off. So many areas we have to defend. Oh, I missed that. That was bad. Oh, he missed. That was a bad miss. Someone's complaining about ping spikes. Well, just to also mention, obviously the sponsor today also helps with ping spikes, everybody. So if you are somebody that gets like increased ping, Haste also helps with that. So make sure you check it out. Obviously it'll be linked in the description. Nice kill. Use my wall to keep people in my ultimate. And there we go. Like, we just did a really good job there of killing all of them. And I'd say that just shows our late game. Our late game is stronger than theirs. I've never, you know, I've always said that at the beginning of this video. It's just sometimes when you're in a game of League, a lot of people don't really think about comps. They don't really think about anything. They just play the game. Sometimes have a little step back and just kind of value and kind of go, okay, what comp is stronger in late game? And have a really big think about it. So enemy team... Tanky, sure. Kha'Zix, he's weak when people group, so he doesn't do his job fully if he's not very fed. LeBlanc, the exact same situation. If you group, it's very hard for LeBlanc to do anything. Xayah, yeah, she could be annoying, but that's about it. Like, we can do wonders if we actually group comparing to those, and you could know that by minute 1 of this game. You could tell that by just looking and going, okay, that's our comp. Where you compare it to our comp, Anivia, brilliant at team fighting. G, get resets and kill everything in late game. Caitlyn, if she's protected in the backline, does a lot of AoE with Runan. So, like, sometimes just evaluating that type of thing and kind of going, huh, that's not bad. Let's just get to late game is the best thing you can do. So my team's getting Infernal, which is great. So that's a benefit. Like I said, it's a very slim chance we're going to win this game, but there is still a chance. People do throw all the time. And what you just saw there was a small throw. I don't know if it's going to be the reason that we win the game. Oh my god. I don't know if it's going to be that we win the game, but you never know. Wall off there, just to stop them. So, next item, we're going to go for the death cap. So we want to maximize how much damage we're doing. We're doing decent damage. The two options that we could potentially go right now is the death cap or into a void. Both are good. Both give us a lot more damage than we currently have. But I think the death cap just makes me a little bit more scary. Oh, she ulted. Okay, she flashed. Need to reset my ultimate. Damn. Shame that we didn't. Oh boy. Good protection by Brom there. I'm an egg. What's happening over there? Not amazing stuff. Whoa, good damage by Xayah. So there we go. That is the game. So again, we had a small chance of winning, but the enemy team just decided to kind of win the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video nonetheless. Hopefully you got some okay lessons with Anivia there. There will be more how-to-play episodes. I enjoy doing them. Obviously, sometimes they are a little bit distracting because, you know, you're trying to say how a champion's ability is and then you're kind of getting killed. But I think it went quite well. So we'll look at the damage and all that good stuff, how much LP we lost. I doubt we're going to lose that much because Armor Mars in a pretty good position right now. So yeah, we lost 15. It's not that bad. Oh, give us feedback, everybody. So here we go. Overall, my League of Legends experience over the past week has been strongly disagree and all this good stuff. How has it been? I'd say it's been enjoyable somewhat. I'd say I'm going to go neither agree nor disagree. Like, it hasn't been amazing. I haven't been killing myself laughing, but I've not been raging and pulling my hair out. So I say it's okay. So we have 446, 272 farm. We got minus 15 LP, A+. So honestly, not that bad. And then damage done. Did the most of my team. Enemy team Xayah was doing a lot, and also the LeBlanc. So little bit of a rough game. Again, just sometimes turtling and playing passive is the best thing you can do to get yourself to a strong place in late game. If they were too fed, and that's what happened this game, there's not much you can do. So what you'll notice is that after the 2 deaths that I had, when I went 0 and 2, my playstyle changed completely. Got to level 6, played passive, got my farm up, and I'm not sure, did I beat LeBlanc in farm? Yeah, late game, I beat LeBlanc in farm. I was farming, you know, I was doing good damage. I was getting a couple kills every now and then. And that's just kind of adjusting your playstyle whenever you need to. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Thank you again to Haste for sponsoring the video. Again, check it out. It'll be linked down below. Reduce your ping, have less jitter by basically having a direct connection to the Riot Games servers. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, throw that like on it. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you guys next time. See you.